Hard work and dedication, no days off. You gotta go get it, cause they ain't gonna give it to you. We never have our hand out, we had our plan out. We don't ever try to fit in, cause we already stand out. I am your host, Hollywood Mac, and I'm joined by my brother and the love of his life. What's happening?
Oh,
Hey.
my man. Yo,
What up, dog?
every week, crowd is dissipating. The crowd is dissipating, man. What's going on, man?
Man, I look at it like this, bro.
What's going on, man?
Inconsistency.
Yeah, man.
You know what I'm saying? Even with how we've been thriving, you know what I'm saying? And you know, everybody want to be a part, but then they fall apart.
Yo, we're gonna have a real conversation right now. Cause it's like me and Mill was kicking it before you got here. And we that was the main thing we was talking about is consistency. You know what I'm saying? And what it really takes to make something like this, really pop and go to the next level. And it's like, yo, we gave everybody. Now I gotta say this, my girl Shawnee is amazing. You know what I'm saying? She always show up, even when she not here, she do what she gotta do. You know what I'm saying, to make sure this thing is rolling. So she is not a part of this conversation.
Man, shout out to Shawnee.
She's amazing.
Hey, Shawnee girl.
Yeah, that's
Yo,
the
listen,
homie.
I'll be honest, like, she really took me for surprise.
Yeah.
Because from the beginning, I thought she just talking, and then when
She's
she
been the
up,
realest one.
Yo,
you know what I'm
for
saying?
real, man.
Out of everybody that, you know what I'm saying? And this is no shade, but it's just real. It's like, yo, if you ask to be a part of something and then you don't show up, I don't really know how to take that. You know what I'm saying?
I mean, I take it as a slap in the face.
Yeah, a real smack in the face. You know what I'm saying?
Because it's like, if you asking for my help or you asking for something, you know what I'm saying, you got to do your part too.
Yeah, because for me, we all got things going on outside of this podcast.
Absolutely.
We got real life going on.
Right.
We all got kids. We all got things, bills and things that, and we got other things that we trying to do outside this podcast.
Right.
You acting, me doing music and other things. But no matter what, we still come, and like Mill, we was talking, like he said, we have been the most, consistent podcast that he dealt with. And it's for a reason. Like, if you want something to be successful, you got to put your all into it, man.
Facts.
And this is why I'm kind of a little agitated a little bit, because we had this conversation with everybody face to face, and then cats look at us in the face and say, yo, listen, I want to be a part of this. And we had to talk, like, listen, are you going to be consistent? Yeah, man, for sure. And granted, I know things happen in people's lives and stuff like that, but we are family, so it's no reason why my phone shouldn't ring, your phone shouldn't ring, with letting us know what's going on, so we can, be brothers and come together and do whatever we got to do to make sure you good.
True that.
So, like, we too old not to be having real conversations. You know what I'm saying? And I feel away. You know what I'm saying? I really do.
Man, listen, I don't blame you. I stand with you.
Yeah.
Because with consistency comes commitment.
Yeah.
And if you can't commit to something, you should give the courtesy of other people's time to say something respectfully that you're not going to make it, at least a day in advance, because everybody know they schedule the day before.
Right.
You know what I mean? Like, ain't nothing just popping up to whereas, you can't do something unless it's an emergency.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? And you got the opportunity in the midst of that emergency, you say, hey, listen, I got an emergency, just happened.
And see, for me, I take this real personal too, because me and you, we have been doing this, just doing entertainment, period, music and, management and all kinds of stuff, ripping and running for decades now, right? And it's always, the demise of situations is always people that we try to do this with. Mm-hmm. I'm not going to let that happen with this. That's not going to happen. But what I'm trying to say is, it's like, like Mill was saying too, you know what I'm saying? And I'm going to let him chime in too about, like, we was talking about, like, what it really takes to make a platform really, it takes a team. Mm-hmm. But it takes like-minded people.
Absolutely.
That'd be the thing. You know
Absolutely.
what I'm saying? It's like, what you feel about that, Mel? Like, you know what I'm saying? What it takes to really make, things to move and shake out here. You know what I'm saying?
I mean, you guys just said it, right?
Yeah.
It's that consistency part.
Yeah.
Right? It's just showing up, even when you don't feel like showing up.
Word.
You know what I mean? Like, you gotta do the things that you don't want to do.
That's
to
a fact.
see the results that you ultimately want to see in
Right.
life and
Right.
success and business and everything.
That's it.
Right. So you just gotta show up. You gotta show up. You gotta be consistent. And as you were mentioning right before we started rolling today, I was telling you, I'm like, I've been doing this now for 5 years, a little over 5 years, and literally y'all been the most consistent. Consistent show that I've had.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So, but these are conversations I know that we've had together. Me and Mac, me and you, we had a lot
sure.
of conversations, and I know exactly where you want to take this thing. Right. And I see your passion and your commitment to this thing, and to seeing that come to fruition. Right.
Yeah.
So. And this is why I think you guys have been getting the success that you've been getting as well, right?
Yeah.
I mean, you've been able to, y'all been able to branch off, and now you got the pod with Tiff and everything, which is doing really well after one episode. You know what I mean? So it's incredible to see it, but I think it speaks to your level of commitment to this thing. Again, you and I, we've had these conversations, and you've told me exactly what you want to do with it. I know that you're a student of this thing, a student of this game. Right.
Like I told you, I want to learn. Like you said, you're gonna teach me. I want to learn what you're doing right now. Like I want to learn every aspect of this.
Please.
Real talk. You know what I'm saying? Like I'm not playing, bro.
Please and thank you.
Yeah.
Please and thank you.
We will not be denied, man.
No, not at all, man.
Like when me and you got back in the saddle with working pause. Back in the saddle working. Saying right, pause. Saying that we gonna get back at this thing. Yeah. We was like, we not letting nothing
coming away.
Nothing. Man. Ain't nothing coming in between us getting to this goal this time, bro.
It was always it was never us. Like we always been consistent. We always been committed. It was the fact that when people see us, they like, yo, let's collab, let's work.
Right.
And we end up helping them, and we get off our agenda.
Right.
And then when theirs fall apart because they didn't commit to themselves, then we starting over where we left off at, and so much time went by.
Yeah.
So, like this time around, I was just like, yo, we can't do that. We can't let nobody deter us from our destination, man.
At all. We will not be denied. All right, man. Now we got that out the way. How was the weekend, man? How was everything? Oh, gosh. Where you coming back from now, man?
I was in Toronto.
Okay, at least you tell the truth. Okay.
You know what I mean? I was you can hold that. I was in Toronto. You know what I'm saying? Blue Jays had game one. They lost, 3-1.
Was you a special guest? Did you announce them? Did you do the first pitch? Did you throw the first pitch?
I'm working on it. No, that's in the opening of the season.
Okay.
It's the playoffs. So if they win this series, they'll be in the World Series.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying? So I'm rooting for them to win. They lost the first game, which is cool. You know what I'm saying?
Okay.
That's fine. But, it started off good, but they lost 3-1.
Did you meet the queen while you was over there?
Man, she not there, bro. Like all that stuff is a facade about what they be talking about. Right, bro, ain't none of that true, man.
Because you are intermingled in the government and all that over there. You know what I'm saying? So anybody know the ins and outs of TO is you. Listen. You like the mayor over there.
Listen, the crazy thing is I walk around and people be like, yo, what's up, man?
Yeah.
I'm like, yo, what's happening, man?
Did you stay with Drake this time? Where
You know what?
Nah, I ain't even.
You ain't stay at Drake's spot?
Not this time. You know what I'm saying? He a little busy. He working on stuff, man. So, they're doing a lot of building out there in TO, though, man. You know what I mean? I like TO, though, man.
My man.
You know what I'm saying?
My ninja.
You know what I'm
See,
saying?
I ain't saying the N-word over me. Right now, I graduated to ninja.
All right.
You know what I'm saying? Completely, it's gonna be gone in a minute, totally.
Ninja, nephew.
But, yeah.
You know, that's cool.
You know what I'm saying?
That's cool. You know what I'm saying?
How was your weekend, my beautiful ray of sunshine? My sweet candlelight of love.
Oh my goodness.
I love how your whole demeanor changed. Your voice changed, everything.
Yeah, you know.
Our weekend was great.
Yeah,
we spent it together.
Yeah, man.
We went to go see Karen Clark Sheard and Kiki Sheard Kelly at Klein Hands. That was really dope. I just wish they would have sang more songs.
Yeah.
It was a little short.
Yeah, that was Friday.
It was Friday.
Did you see my uncle?
Nah, Uncle was there?
He was on stage. He was singing.
Okay, so yeah. But see, the way they had, and I told you, the way they had the choir position, I really didn't like it because they had like the Philharmonic in front of the choir, so they was like way in the back, so you really couldn't even really hear them like that, like you was supposed to. You know what I mean? So, yeah.
But other than that, it was a really good show.
They sung their face off.
Their mics were on.
Yeah,
okay,
for sure.
Like them ladies tore down. Like I said, I just wish they sang more songs, but. Other than that, it was good. Yeah. And then Saturday, what did we do Saturday? We went to
the
Joshua's Generations live recording. That's another Buffalo-based choir.
Yeah, that was
shout out to them. It was really dope. Yeah. They sound amazing, and their material is so
got me
good. I
outside,
can't wait for the
man.
project to come out.
I say y'all outside.
We
You know what I'm
outside,
saying?
outside.
Y'all name dropping things I ain't never heard
Yeah.
of. Choirs and people.
I'm a choir kid. I love choir
Hey,
music.
listen, that's
so.
dope.
And then yesterday we went to go visit the chapel,
Yeah, that was. Yeah.
which was my first time going there. Which was it was nice, but it was different.
Yeah.
Is
So-
that still out there in
Gettysville?
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was really nice. I really like the fact that I can get a cup of coffee before service.
You can get a breakfast sandwich, a bagel,
Yes.
all that.
Complimentary?
Yeah.
Yes.
that's
Well, I
dope.
don't know about the bagels.
Well,
and
yeah,
stuff.
you might have to pay for
You
the
might
bagels
have to pay
and
for
stuff like
that, but
the
the
and
coffee
everything.
station was free, and you just they have a little box for a donation.
Right.
I thought it was really dope. Like it was really
awesome.
different from what I'm used to, but I enjoyed it, and I'll go back and visit.
I've heard a lot of things over the years about, from the chapel. One of my buddies, he used to do the sound system there and engineer and stuff like that.
It sounds
during service.
impeccable.
Oh yeah,
And,
the sound is great.
He was saying I should come out, and it's very diverse.
Yeah.
you know what
Very
I mean?
diverse.
So, but I've really never got the opportunity to go out there. But
Yeah.
maybe
You know,
I'll go.
somebody at your stats, they probably just put you on stage with the pastor. You know what I'm saying?
I don't be wanting all the attention, man. They be asking me to come up. No, I'm good, man.
Yeah,
I'm
you
cool
know what I
right
mean?
here, man.
Yeah. You know what I'm saying? You know you gonna get love off in the 3. You feel me? Come on, man.
Oh man, that's wild.
All right, man. So, of course, we had to, switch things around because we were supposed to have guests today. But as you can see, the white chair missing. You know what I'm saying? We got no calls, no shows. Listen, I'm sick of it.
Oh my god,
I'm sick of it, Mac. This is the second time this has happened.
And you know what's funny? You know what's funny, right? So I reached out to about 5 people. Now the 2 people that was supposed to show up today was the first 2 people that responded.
Yeah.
And the other 3 people, they were eager to show up.
Yeah.
They're like, oh man, so what we doing? What we doing Monday? I'm like, we gotta pick another date.
Yeah.
And look what happens.
And they could have been here.
They could have been here, bro.
See what I mean?
Yep. So, we gonna focus on that. We gonna get them in next time.
Yeah. All right, man. Well, I came up because, I'm always prepared.
For sure. As we should be.
Because I'm always prepared for
Yeah,
foolishness.
we come to play ball, man.
all the time. You know what I'm saying? When you're dealing with ninjas,
Listen,
you know what I'm saying?
we still got a game to play, whether the players show up or not, man.
For sure. So I got some things that I really want us to unpack. I was I was working out the questions and topics today with Tiff, and I was saying, what the first one was I was going to ask her, I'm going to ask her, do you feel unprotected as a black woman? I hope you don't now, but if you ever have, what was that reason? And do you think black women in general are unprotected out here, by the black man?
Okay, so to answer the first part of your question, do I feel unprotected now? No.
Why is that, darling?
Yo, listen.
This guy,
You know the answer to that. Let her talk,
he just
man.
want me to say it.
You always want somebody to feed your ego,
Sometimes
man.
you like your ego stroked a little bit. You know what I'm saying?
Your hat gonna unstrap, man. Let her finish her thought.
No,
I'm going.
generally no, but I have felt unprotected in the relationship space
Okay.
before you, of course.
Okay.
It was just one thing after another.
Mm-hmm.
Being inconsistent, that seems to be the theme today.
Mm-hmm.
And just not feeling valued, not feeling wanted or needed or protected.
Mm-hmm.
So as black women as a whole, I do feel there are some instances where we are not protected in certain situations.
Yeah.
I do.
So let me ask you this from a woman's perspective, and maybe you can speak for other women as well. What are the things that women look for to be protected when they say they're not protected, but if they have a significant other and they telling that person, hey, you don't protect me, but it's like nothing happened, ain't nobody gonna touch you, ain't nobody gonna disrespect you, none of that, but they still feel not protected?
You can feel unprotected emotionally, spiritually. It's not always physical. You can feel unprotected with your mate if they are emotionally unavailable. So, for example, if I'm expressing to you that I feel a certain way about a certain thing, these are my emotions, these are my feelings, and you dismiss them, you're not protecting how I feel. You're not giving a care or giving concern about how I'm feeling, or even acknowledging, and that's a form of emotional abuse. So, and those are the things that I'm referring to, you know, and I think most women would probably feel the same. For example, when we have babies, and a lot of women have babies outside of wedlock, you know, they got a baby daddy here, they got a baby daddy there, and the men are making these broken homes all over the place. If y'all not gonna be together, don't be together. That's whatever. But at least show up for that child and the mother in different ways. You know what I mean? I'm not saying that he got to stay over or she got to cook him dinner, but, you know, make sure she's good. This woman that laid down and had your baby.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Like, she gave life. Your seed helped with that, but she gave life. So just respect her in that regard, protect her in that regard. Like, this is my kid's mom. Let me make sure XYZ is good. I'm not saying go and pay her rent and, you know, now, yes, if there was a certain situation that came up, but I'm not saying like take care of her monetarily, but just protect her, just acknowledge her, respect her. That's all I'm saying.
That's good, because, you know, how I saw it, I never seen that as protecting if, you know, a man was emotionally unavailable or didn't, you know, really grasp what was being said. You know what I mean? I looked at it as a disconnect versus, you know, protection. You know what I'm saying? So it's just like, you know, you see things differently. And I think a lot of times women, because they're emotional, they see things and it seems like they boggle everything up and they have like their own dictionary of words and of, you know, just so many emotional things that a man should do. But if that conversation was never had, you know what I'm saying? Because, you know, men, we different. You know what I'm saying? It's just like, hey, we ain't gonna let nobody touch you. We ain't gonna let nobody disrespect you. So you protect it.
Right.
You know, if you continuously saying like, you know, kind of like complaining or whatever the case may be, and, you know, you get into your emotions and the man like, hey, you know, all right, you know, I ain't really trying to hear that right now. You know what I'm saying? You don't look at that as a, you know, I ain't protecting you. You're looking at it as, listen, just a bad time right now.
Yeah.
Like, and then because men always hold everything in.
Yeah, that's a big problem.
So it's just like, anytime a man has something to say, the woman may come to them with their stuff. So then the man gonna kind of like take a step back and never get the opportunity to express how they feel. So then it's just like, you know, it's a disconnect.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So then
understand that.
sometimes a man can be unavailable because he has so much stuff going on that he's holding in, and who else he gonna talk to?
Right.
You know what I mean? So
Another layer to that too, as far as protection, providing a safe space for that, and that can go both ways.
right.
Like, you can have a look on your face, your disposition can be off, and I'm like, what's wrong? Like, I could just feel it. I can tell something is wrong. And, or it may not even be wrong. It's just something heavy on your mind that you want to talk about.
Right.
I'm providing that safe space to say, hey, let's talk about it. What's going on?
Right.
And vice versa. That can be another layer of protection, but that can go both ways as well. Like, I feel like women should be able to protect their men and vice versa.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's good.
I think too, man, we live in a society today, which I was talking to her about this too. Like, culture has made it cool to not protect the black woman. You know what I'm saying? As far as music, as far as television. I was saying, like, if you watch majority of television today, movies or series or whatever the case may be, it's always a man doing something sneaky behind his girl's back.
Right.
The music today is like, you know, we celebrate whole culture.
Right.
Like, you know what I'm saying? So it's like, now we look at women like they're less than. Like, they're just there for sexual, you know what I'm saying, gratification and things of that nature. Like, we don't, like, so it's like the culture has made men disconnect with the woman. You know what I'm saying?
True that.
And so leads to my next question, and I want Mel to join in too. What can we do as men to make sure that the black woman feels protected?
Well, let me add this.
Yeah, go ahead.
It depends on the black woman you speaking to,
Right.
because a lot of times you can't reach that whole culture and that black woman who, like, I've ran into women back in the day, and it wasn't as bad as now, that were so hood that if you weren't hood with them, they like, wow,
That's a fact.
You weak. Like, listen, they want to do who been shot, who did a bid.
They got crack in his pocket.
Everything. So it's just like, you can't talk to that one. You know what I'm saying? So it's just like when you get a million of them, you kind of be confused on how to approach certain women, because I know certain guys, they might approach every woman the same.
Yeah.
Right.
And a lot of times it's to see what type of woman that is. So it's just like you can meet a woman that you call her a B, call her out her name, and she be like, oh, what? You know what I'm saying? What's up? Yeah,
She like that.
Yeah,
That turned her
she
on.
like that. So
She like being disrespected.
right. So now
Yeah.
he might say the same thing to another woman, and she be like, what? He was like, what you mean? What? Like, man, you say it to your girlfriends, this and the other. Yeah, but I don't want to be like that. He's like, do you feel some type of way? If you know you ain't one, then don't take it personal.
Right.
And then that might just go over her head, and then it'd be cool, and then he'll start walking over her. You know what I'm saying? So it I don't know if you can reach him, but it depends. That's what I'm saying. It depends on who you're talking to. Like, you can't reach them, so you can't talk to them.
Yeah.
You just got to keep moving, and then, you know.
Well, I'm gonna say this: as I got older, cause I ain't gonna lie, I used to deal with some hood vagabond bros. I found myself on the most craziest streets, you know, because I ain't gonna hold you. When we was young, man, we had low standards, man. You know what I mean? Let's keep it funky. We was talking to chicks that worked at McDonald's.
For real.
You know what I'm saying? Quality markets. We didn't care. We weren't thinking about no future. She had a fatty. It didn't matter where she go. EBT. She got 12 kids. It didn't matter. We see her at the club. She looked good. We ain't had no
Man,
standards.
listen, I was telling people, man, I was like, man, I had the baddest broke broads ever. baddest broke joints.
Broke joints.
You know what I mean?
Because all we care, if they cute, we cool.
Yeah. And
That's horrible. We ain't
It's
had no
bad.
standards, man. I was looking back, I'm like, yo, I didn't have no standards.
But then I found myself being a professor all the time.
Yeah.
Listen, have a seat.
You got to
Get your notebook.
Yeah.
Get your notebook. Listen, this is what I need you to do for me.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? But then it became a job I wasn't getting paid for.
Yeah.
It became exhausting.
Yeah,
And then
exactly.
they looking up to you. Oh, professor, listen, did you do your homework? you know what I mean?
Yo, I used to walk in these houses. First of all, the heat on 80. You know what I'm saying? You sweat as soon as you walk in the door. I remember going to this chick house one time. I was like, as soon as I hit the door, it smelled garbage.
Oh, man.
I was like, what is going on? Walk in the kitchen, there's just tons of garbage, flies, fruit flies,
Ew.
flying around, diaper running around, his diaper saggy. He done had the diaper on for 48 hours. He got 48 hours of feces on him. The nose running.
Bruh. That's disgusting.
Refrigerator filled with juicy juice.
Listen.
Yo, this is, and we cool because she had, you know what I'm saying, because she was fly. She was,
Right,
you know what I'm
right.
saying? Well, she cold in that summer dress. Go to the house horrible. Ain't vacuumed since the house, since she, it's Cheerios, man, the mush. It's oatmeal. It's oatmeal. Oatmeal's a part of the couch. Yo, this is what we was dealing with. So you right. You can't reach that. There's no reach. She will never feel protected. There's no
She
level
feel
of protecting
rejected.
that. Yes.
That's rejected.
Yes.
Listen, to your point, right? Because you took the thought right out of my head.
Yeah, go
I
ahead.
had a young lady.
Yeah.
I walked in the house for the first time because we hanging out for a long time.
Yeah.
Never went to the house. Finally went to the house. First thing I smelled was garbage.
Yeah,
right?
man.
Listen, no kids. I checked the garbage. The garbage was taken out. It was the dishes.
Oh.
Listen, let me tell you something. When there's mold in your dishes, they've been there a while.
Oh, wow.
Listen, the
long
dishes
while.
probably was there for probably like 48 days.
Oh
my
she's
God.
just cool. This is my thing. You gotta think about this. The level of mental illness that has to be for you to even invite a man over to those circumstances to be cool with it.
They immune to the smell, so they didn't think it was gonna
that's
hit my
awful.
nose.
That's
it hit my
awful.
nose coming through the hallway.
Yeah.
I did the dishes for her, man.
You did?
You
I
did the dishes?
I said, listen, I can't sit there and have no conversation.
You should have threw them dishes out.
Listen, I drained the dishes.
You put
and-
bleach on them?
Listen, I used everything possible.
Ajax,
Listen, and
Common, We watching this stuff. You ain't supposed to.
Comet, Ajax, everything.
Ammonia.
Paint
Listen,
Oh my God.
and you know back then ain't nobody wearing no mask, man. I damn near choked.
Just breathe
Man, I had to go outside, man.
Not about to kill yourself. Mesothelioma, man.
Man, listen, and then listen. 3 months later,
Yeah.
she asked me to help her move.
I know you lying.
I helped her move. So listen,
Because our
listen,
standards was low. She had, what did we say back? She had fire.
listen. Listen, the funny thing is, so I had my cousins help me, right?
Yeah.
So I ain't even gonna say no names.
Yeah.
Listen, my
No
cousins helping me help her move.
Yeah.
And I'm watching my one cousin. I'm like, yo, what you doing? He's stealing. I'm like, I said, yo, how you gonna steal some stuff? I'm asking you, that's gonna make me look
Yeah,
bad. I
look
said, man,
bad,
put
yeah.
it back. What is you doing?
Steal.
And they
Stealing.
older than me. And these ain't no kids, man.
Yeah.
Older than me. I said the disrespect, man.
Yeah.
I said, I'm
Ninjas.
not asking you to do nothing else.
Nah, you can't. You can't, man. So let me ask you, Mil. You know,
Oh,
you know,
goodness.
Mac married, you married. So, what do you think us as men could do to make the black woman feel more protected?
Man, it's a number of things I think that we can do. I know us as black men, we're out here, you know, we're working towards getting our bags, trying to, you know, secure, you know, future for ourselves, for our
Right.
families and things like that. I think one of the things that we need to consider doing is when we're creating these spaces, we got to create these spaces with them in mind as well.
Right.
Because oftentimes when we're out doing these things, it's kind of like a singular focus, right? And we're just thinking about, you know, how it's going to make us feel, how it's going to help me get to that next level. But
Right. Yeah.
we got to be able to create these spaces with them in mind and include them in on some of these things and some of these decisions.
Yeah.
You know, another thing I know us as men, we sometimes lead with our egos sometimes.
Right.
Yeah.
Right.
Right. So we really got to be able to check our ego at the door and be able to listen without our ego.
Facts.
Be able to check
Yeah.
our ego.
Right.
And I know that's sometimes tough because oftentimes men want to feel like that, they're still kind of had a house, especially if you're married, right? You
Yeah.
had a household, you're,
Right.
having some level of control, in a situation, which is cool, but at the same time, we can't do it in a way that's going to be a detriment to the relationship, right? Especially if we are approaching the things that we're approaching is from an egotistical standpoint.
Right.
Right.
I think that we really have to be mindful of like I said, just kind of checking the egos at the door, and we have to be able to create safe spaces for women too. Right?
Absolutely.
We got to be able to create safe spaces, and vice versa. We need that as men
Yep.
as well. We need women to create safe spaces for us. I was having a conversation with my wife recently, because I've been married almost 18 years now, bro. You know what I
That's
mean?
dope, man.
So
Congratulations.
thank
Yeah.
you. No, let me take that back. I've been married almost 15 years, and
Okay.
we've been together almost 18 years,
Yeah.
right? So, but either way, we've been together for a really long time.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And so, it's ebbs and flows. It's an
Yeah.
emotional roller coaster sometimes. And we, even after all of this time, we still go through things. You know what I mean? And one of the things that I was telling her recently, it was like, yo, listen, I want to feel like that that this is a safe space for me. So when I'm going through something, that you're there for me emotionally as well,
Absolutely.
right? Because if I don't feel that way, then I'm subconsciously going to check out as well,
Yep.
and then I'm not
Shut
going to.
down.
And
Yep.
then that's when, and especially if it's a breakdown in communication, that's when things start to go awry.
Right.
You know what I mean? So I think if we start with those three things, I think that's a good start. But we also have to support women publicly as well, right?
Yeah.
There's a I don't know if you guys have been seeing this lately. It was a clip going around. Stephen A. Smith. He's always in the algorithm for something.
Right,
You know what
for
I mean?
sure.
But he had this clip on. He was talking about it on his show. Representative Jasmine Crockett, who's like a congresswoman down in Texas, when he was just like really just lambasting her. I mean, just really coming at her, calling her disrespectful and all this type of stuff because of how she approaches Trump, right? And I mean, he got his ass handed to him
Yeah.
for it, and rightfully so.
Good,
You know what I mean?
yeah.
Because it's just like, we need to make sure that you know, with all the attacks that, you know, that black people are under, but especially black women are under right now, we as black men, we have to show up for our black women.
That's right.
Right.
We
That's
absolutely
right.
have to show up for the black women. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So we got to be able to do that, and like I said, be able to support them publicly and not just privately. You know what I mean?
Right.
So because I think that's going to show there's a sense of solidarity between us, because right now it just seems like that there's so much friction between black men and black women.
True
Right.
that. True
Right.
that.
I was watching this podcast a couple of days ago, and they were talking about how in this era of black girl magic that's been happening over the years, which has been an amazing thing. You know, we definitely want to make sure that we elevate black women, but at the same time, there hasn't been that same level of attention given to black men.
Correct.
Right. So it often makes black men kind of shrink sometimes, and that often causes that friction between the two.
Yeah.
Where the two can coexist together, right? The black man magic and the black woman magic can happen coexistently, right? So that I think we really have to make sure that we are doing things, you know, collaboratively together, speaking out for our women publicly. You know what I mean, and really creating those safe spaces for them.
Yeah.
I like it.
For sure. So
And then too, not only are for me the black woman being unprotected, these kids are unprotected too.
Oh yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And I think that's the reflection that we seeing how they behaving out here, man. It's
Right.
like my biggest thing is like I feel, because like I was saying a couple weeks ago. Well, when Buck was here, he had mentioned about this group for men, and I went. And it was really dope, you know what I'm saying? For you know, it was men of all ages, you know,
Right.
young, our age, you know, just they're kicking it. And I said, yo, we need more of this. You know what I'm saying? Because if like you said earlier, sometimes us men, we hold stuff in that we need to let out.
Right.
But we don't have those spaces to do that amongst each
Correct.
other. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
And I think if we had more, I feel like if we was able to build more as black men, we would look better out here. And we would do better out here.
Right.
But we don't have those spaces. Like I was telling Mill, I remember when we first came here and we was talking about doing the pod. And I was telling Mill, like, I really want to mentor some young kids.
Right.
And, you know, Ant been here a few times, and we was talking about, like, yeah, the YNs is nuts. Let's keep it funky. They
Right.
absolutely out of their noodle, right? But there's a reason for that. A lot of us has dropped the ball, you know what I'm saying,
Absolutely.
as parents. You know what I'm saying?
Facts.
And if we knew how, and like I said, there is no like how to do handbook, how to be a parent, right? Because I look at my father, right? He used to beat the brakes off me.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? And for me, I was the kind of kid that that just made me, you know how I was. I was a bully. So, you know, it just made me more aggressive
Yep.
out here in these streets. You know what I'm saying? It just made me,
Took your
like
pain out on everybody else.
take my pain on everybody else. You know what I'm saying? And so for me, I got more power. The more whoopings I got, I got worse. It did the absolute opposite of what it was supposed to
monster
do.
outside.
Yeah. So it's like, but it also what it did too, though, I ain't gonna hold you. It did give me stop signs though, to a certain degree. Meaning that with those whoopings and with those talks that my father gave me, those stern talks, it definitely gave me and I mentioned on the podcast before too, like my friends, we all had those friends who are willing to jump over the ledge, go all the way to the
Right.
left.
Right.
Well, for me, I would always hear my dad's voice. Even when I was out here doing whatever, I would only go so far.
Because he's praying for you.
Yeah, that too. You know what I'm saying? That too. But it was like me having my father, being a father, just
Right.
having his presence
Right.
made me think about things before I went all the way over to the left. Then I look at a lot of my friends who didn't have no dad. They didn't have no stop signs. They wasn't getting no whoopings. They wasn't getting none of it. It was a free fall. And I used to look at their lives like I used to envy that. But now, my father said, he said this as young. He said, it's a time, you may hate me now, but there's going to be time that you just be thankful and you love it.
Absolutely.
And that's how it is now. Now we got
Yeah.
the dopest relationship in the world. You know what I mean? But I feel like if we had a space where we can all come together as men, you know what I'm saying, the group, 20, 30, like how we was going to the men's group at your cousin's church. People shedding tears, Mac, because they holding so much
Yeah.
pain in. You know what I'm saying?
Because you can't talk to your friends. You
You
can't talk
can't.
to your family because it's like you know, they either gonna tell somebody else or then they're not gonna take it serious.
Yeah.
And you know, a lot of times it's not coming from an authentic place. You know what I'm saying? Like you gotta be around people who understand who God is.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? And be on that same page too. You know, you got some people who's strong in the faith, you got some people who is a little weak in the faith, but they in the faith, but they don't know how to build it up. You know what I'm saying? When you surround each other around that, you know what I'm saying, we uplift each other. So whereas, you know what I'm saying, they can call on you, we can call on people and check up on people, and you know what I'm saying, that really helps. And you know, just being at the men's group, you know, you don't realize how many grown broken men it is out there.
yeah.
Broken.
You know what I'm saying? And it's just like it brought me to tears because I'm like, wow, man, I never knew you was going through that. You know what I'm
And
saying?
sometimes you think you're the only one. And then it was helpful as you see other people struggling in the same areas that you're struggling with. Like, it's not just you.
Right.
You feel me?
Right.
And then your story, I feel like, you know, when I was sharing my testimony, you were sharing yours, that it was helping other people.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? And that's what I felt this last one I went to. It was a lot of young kids, you know, the younger generation there. And when I was able to tell them, you know, things I've overcome and things that we did as far as music and stuff going, they was really like amped to talk to me after, and get my advice on certain things, and I felt such a joy to be able to point them in the right direction.
Absolutely.
You feel me? But that's that mentorship. That's what's gonna help heal and make us look better out here. And like I said, is every men meeting, is it gonna change the world? Nah. But if you could change a few hearts and a few minds, man, that you did a great work.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
And to that point, y'all making some really good points, and I think you know, one of the things that I was thinking about as well, I didn't mention this, but you guys are kind of mentioning it right now. We as men, we got to be able to do the inner work. Yeah, right? We have to do that inner work because I just feel like that we really can't protect what we harm, right?
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So especially men, we got to be able to heal our own trauma. We should be able to go to therapy, you know, without feeling some type of way about it. You know what I mean? We got to unlearn kind of like these patriarchal habits.
Right.
You know what I mean? Like, because if we're willing to, you know, address what we, you know, all of the issues and issues from our past, from our childhood and things like that. You know, Charlamagne says this all the time that you know, you heal what you reveal, right? So you have to you have to be able to bring some light to some of these things that you've been through before,
Right.
in order for us to come to that place of healing, because it's going to be really hard for us to try to protect anybody if we're still carrying on this heavy load of past trauma that that's went unresolved for years.
That's a fact.
You know, so
that's a fact, because you'll be harming people and you not even knowing that you're harming people.
That's
and
real.
Then you'll project, you know, your shortcomings
Your pain,
on other people, and then it will perceive as if they're the problem.
Right.
You know what I mean? And it's just like, you know, you can't operate like that.
I'm gonna tell you, the thing that really sparked me going to another level in understanding was, of course, the Bible. Of course, you know, taking my relationship serious with God, but also, like you said, accountability.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Taking accountability for myself. Like, I used to be, you know how I used to be, man. You know, I always want to point the finger like it's somebody up. No. At the end of the day, like I was, you know, I'm so thankful for me and her relationship now, and you know, and that we was able to get it back. You know what I mean? And we talk a lot. You know, we share a lot about, you know, past relationships and things like where we went wrong at and things of that nature. And I told her, I said, listen, at the end of the day, my relationships was ending the same way. It was just a different avatar. It was the same ending, different avatar, man. I was just like, yo, I can keep doing like this, pointing at it, but at the end of the day, I had to look in the mirror and be like, nah, man, it's a lot of stuff. It's the brokenness inside of you.
Yeah.
my mother used to always tell me, for every finger that you point at somebody, you got 3 pointing back at yourself.
point
That's
back at
right.
you.
You know what I mean? So you have to be able to kind of take, you know, that inventory of like, or just self-assess around like, how am I contributing
Yes.
to these problems?
Right.
You know, because oftentimes people don't, because it's easy to point the finger. Because
Yeah.
people don't like personal accountability. People
They
don't like to
don't.
be wrong.
Right.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But you know, in order for you to get to that place spiritually, especially at a mature level, you have to be able to kind of take a step back and like, listen, like, yo, how am I contributing to any of these issues that I'm having in my life right now?
Yeah.
The crazy thing is, you know, years ago, it was like a cliche. People was like, oh, it's not you, it's me. But even though they saying that, they really not taking care of the inner them.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? They just saying that just to kind of like get out of a situation. And it's just like, you really got to take that serious, because then over the years, you think about it, you be like, you know what? It really was me. What's wrong with me? And you know what I'm saying? You really got to figure that out.
I'm gonna tell you, man. a lot of people run from. I don't even like using the word religion because it's not about religion. It's about relationship.
Right.
You know, so people run from relationship with Christ because of that very thing. People don't want to take accountability. People don't like looking in the mirror and saying, yo, I'm a dirty, filthy individual.
Right.
And I need to work on myself.
Right.
It's much easier to say, I can do whatever I want, you know, do whatever. And God will let you do that. Because he gives us free will. And like I said, like, you know, a lot of people all the time be like, well, if God love everybody, he could just make everybody good. He could do that. But guess what? He's not being chosen in that moment. He wants us to go through this life because this life ain't nothing but a test.
Right.
Bro, and God wants to be chosen amongst this test that we, you know, that we being tested on. You feel me? He needs to be chosen. So we got to go through the fire. Absolutely. We got to go through all these. And I'm going to tell you, the best thing I could have ever did was go through all the pain. Pain has become my friend. You know what I'm saying? It's like the most beautiful thing to me. And I know it may sound crazy to people, but one thing I learned was to embrace the pain because pain is a school. It teaches you. You feel me? Like, if I don't lose Liz, if I don't have that stroke, if I don't lose Dave, if me and you ain't go through a period of time when we wasn't speaking,
right.
all the things in life that hurt it. You know, you my brother. I tell you that all the time, man. You know what I'm saying? I love you. Like, blood couldn't make us no closer.
Right.
You feel me? So that period of time we wasn't speaking, it was petty. It was stupid, but I know you learned a lot during that period. Right. I learned a lot during that period. And before Liz passed away, her last work really that she did was getting us back together,
listen,
right?
We stood in front of each other's face and ain't say nothing to each other.
Word. Because we was both stubborn. I remember we ran into each other at the comedy spot. The comedy show at the it was I think it was at the no, it was at the convention center downtown.
Okay.
It was Charlie Murphy. It was George Lopez.
Oh, okay. It was at the Key Center.
And you was with Neff. I think your wife.
Yeah.
And you looked at me. I looked at you. We ain't even speak.
Oh.
Yeah.
That's how nasty it was.
Listen. and the crazy thing is because
Right.
I'm stubborn.
Yeah, me too.
You stubborn. So it's just like I'm like he ain't saying nothing. Yeah.
I ain't speaking.
Yeah.
Yeah. You know what I'm saying? People was like, man, y'all need to fix that. I'm like, man, he was in the wrong. Man.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Right.
And that's just how it was.
But like I said, you know, pain is that thing that God uses to shape us, purge. Like, I think about when I had to look at Liz dead on that floor, bro. And in that moment, so many different emotions hit me. It was like, okay, I'm never gonna see her again. My kids ain't gonna never see her again. I think about all the times I was just selfish. So then it was like regret hit me. Like, yo, I could have said I loved you more. I could have not. You know what I'm saying? But like me and her talk about all the time. We think we got time. I didn't think she was gonna leave here at 43. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
We had plans. Like, you know what I'm saying? But it just in that moment, God had to do that to show me, listen, one thing about this life, it's fragile. You can lose it at any given time.
He in control.
He's in control. And then on top of that, he was like, yo, I got to give you a stroke. You know what I'm saying? Because you the type of person, Todd, you vain, you think life is all about you. Now I'm about to break you all the way down. I'm about to have you out here like handyman. I'm gonna break you all the way because you gotta be broken all the way down because you think too much of yourself.
Right.
Like, I sprinkled you with some sauce. I gave you some talent. I made you look decent, but I'm still in control.
You ain't give him.
Period.
You ain't give him.
You know what I'm saying? I'm in control.
Right.
That pain, bro, shaped me into the individual I am now. You know what I'm saying? Am I perfect? No. But am I a lot better than what I used to be? And am I headed towards perfection and striving for perfection? Because I would never achieve it in this flesh.
Right.
But that's another thing. People think, to become a Christian and follow God, I got to give this up and I got to give that up. You can't give it up. What it is
give it to him.
God. You once you give your life to him, he now strips you. He takes certain urges and things that you used to love so much. I told me and you talk all the time. We had those deep talks.
Right.
I tell you all the time. I thought lust was gonna take me smooth out of here, man.
You had to give it to God, man.
I couldn't. I was like, yo, I'm gonna die with this thing. I'm gonna die with this porn addiction. I'm gonna die with looking at chicks the wrong. I'm gonna die with this.
Right.
But that very thing that has so much control over me, once I handed it over to him, it don't control me no more. He took, and I'm not gonna say you don't get tempted, but he gives you the power over that very thing that you thought was gonna kill you.
The tempt come from the growth.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? If you ain't growing, you ain't tempted.
Facts.
There it is. We're going to continue to be tested
Right.
in this life.
Daily.
You know what I'm saying? But I'm glad we having this talk right now because it's so important for us to have these grown up talks. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, we clown, we have fun on the pod and all that, but at the end of the day, I want people to see that, we really do have these deep conversations, and we are men of God. We are believers.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? And I'm gonna tell you something, man. It's so important to put God at the head, and it's crazy. I was telling Tiff this. I was like, we had Pastor Kenny on here, then the young boys was on here talking about God. I mean, we know who was supposed to come through today, but no matter what, God still put it on my heart that he I know we didn't create this particular platform for it to be a Christian platform because it's about culture and life and what people are doing in that. But it's where God is taking my life right now. It's like listen, I'm going to integrate myself in everything that you do. You ain't going to have a choice.
Because it's,
you know what I'm saying?
It's spiritual. And you know, like when I hear you say Christian, I hear, young people say Christian and stuff. Like those are titles, those are denominations.
Yeah,
so
right.
It's like everything is spiritual. Everything. You know what I'm saying? Life is spiritual. Whether you're spiritual or not, you know what I'm saying? There's a spirit going in you. It may be an evil spirit.
You're right.
You know what I'm saying? But you have to choose which spirit you want to lead you.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Yeah. So, everything is through the spirit, man.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
And then leads me here, man. I did a video the other day, and I want to get your perspective, get male perspective. Like, it's important. I want to get Tiff's perspective on this too. Like, I came to the realization, and I told her this, I'm like, and I felt this way, me and you done talked a lot about going out and things of that nature. We just talked about it. I ain't gonna say the event,
right.
But we had a talk the other day, and I was like, is you gonna go to that? And you was like, Rock, And I was like, you know what? I ain't going either. And the reason why, too, is like I'm at a point now in my life where I just had to realize I don't fit in anymore. Mm-hmm. I don't fit in those spaces anymore, bro. God done took me somewhere else, and I've outgrown certain friendships. Like, if you're not where I'm going, right. I really can't deal with you no more. You know what I'm saying? And the light that God got on my life right now and where he directed me, I just don't feel comfortable in certain spots anymore. Right. And then it's like sometimes I be just trying to hold on for the sake of holding on. And it's like at the end of the day, God is like, stop looking in your rear view. Your future's in your front windshield.
For real.
Why you keep looking in your rear view? Ain't nothing back there for you no more.
Not at all.
Oh.
Me and you, we kick it all the time, and we had some real deep talks about and I know your heart, and I know where you trying to go, and I know how you trying to grow as a man, same way as I am. You know what I'm saying? And that's why me and you had to talk, and it was like, our friendship now mean more now than it ever has.
Right.
Because now I understand what friendship is on a whole nother level. I really understand what true love is on a whole nother level because I'm connected with the giver of love, the source of love. Absolutely. Now I can love her the way I was supposed to do the first time around, but I was so caught up in this world and what I can gain and what I can get, and I'm thinking that success is all about what you can obtain,
right?
But it's not, bro. This life is a service.
That's right.
You know what I'm saying? We got it duped. We've been tricked. Like when Buck was up here, he was like, when I was talking about like how he used to be and how Deuce used to be, he was like, it was easy for us to be tricked back then. We was young, we got tricked. But now, us being older, it's like we can't still be falling for the same tricks, bro. Like, it's time to grow up.
Yeah. Absolutely.
And God had to separate me from her for what? How many years was it? 18?
18.
For me to grow up, I had to go through life. I had to realize that. But I'm going to tell you how great he is. He gave me a sneak peek in my future back then. You know what I'm saying? This is who, I didn't know that then, but now looking back on it, that's what he did. He gave me a little taste. Mm-hmm. But I wasn't ready then. Because I was
He said he going to fix you.
He going to fix me. Mm-hmm. And then she had to go through things. And she had to get fixed. And it's crazy. Our lives was like this, but they was parallel. Right. You know what I'm saying? She was going through some of the same exact things I was going through, just on a different side of things. You feel me? And it's just amazing how I said this to my dad the other day. I said, listen, it's like what? How many people in the world, Mel? Is it like 6.8 billion or something crazy like that?
Yeah.
Okay. That many, you know what I'm saying? Billions of people. God is concerned about you, Mac.
Right.
Your life, your little life. I know you think you know. you to marry Toronto and all that. But I'm saying at the end of the day,
You just gotta say little life, how bad? I can't have a big life, how bad? Just
you can say little life too. Your tip little life, me a little life.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying?
me.
This little podcast.
Everybody.
Word.
Okay.
No, but on the serious, I said, yo, that's kind of like worth shouting about. That he moving things around and fixing things for my little life.
Right.
Because on the grand scheme of things, our life is little compared to this whole world, bro.
Here's the thing, right? Everybody is entitled to the same thing.
Yeah.
But don't nobody want to do their part. They only look for God to do his part. God, can you give me this? God, can you bless me? God, can you help me? God, can you do this? If you ain't doing your part and you ain't putting the work in, he like, flee from me, I don't know you.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Facts.
I mean, and that's what we had to come to the understanding. And, even with me knowing, you know what I'm saying, a lot of times I feel like I slack. You know what I'm saying? But it's like you can't really slack because then God will slack on you. Yeah. And then in the midst of slacking, and when he's still doing stuff and still blessing you, you know what I'm saying? I got to thank him for the good times and the bad times. Yeah. Then I got to ask for understanding.
Right.
And I got to, you know what I'm saying?
And all things ask for understanding.
Yeah. You know what I'm saying? Because for me in my spiritual walk, and I be telling people this, and, me and my wife had a conversation. She was like, how do you know when God talked to you? I said, but because I built such a great relationship with God, and I'm always talking to him about everything.
Right.
It's just something you can't really explain, but I know because he showed me like vividly. It be scary, at times.
Yeah.
I'm gonna tell you something, man. It's crazy how all this stuff. I made videos on everything we're talking about, right? Over like the last 2 weeks, right? I had a video talking about having your heart postured towards God. That's the only way you're gonna hear from him. If your heart is postured towards the world and postured towards sin and postured towards doing all things wrong, you're never gonna hear from him clear.
Right.
It's always gonna be foggy. Was that God or was that the devil? You know what I mean? It's always gonna be like that. But when you fully focused, like I ain't gonna hold you, bro. This is the most focused I've been since I first got on the journey in 2020. Cause I got involved in relationships that I thought I was supposed to be in. But honestly, I think during those times, I was really supposed to go through like a quiet point in my life. You know what I'm saying? Where I was supposed to sit still, be quiet, and learn. You know what I'm saying? When Liz passed away, I was supposed to just sit, be still, and wait on him. He was gonna work everything out. But see, I didn't trust.
Yeah.
I didn't trust him.
You put yourself in the way.
Put myself. I was Cheddar Bob. You know what I'm saying? Shoot myself in the foot every single time. But that's always one thing I can say about me, man. I can tell the truth about myself.
Absolutely.
You feel me? That's always been me. I've always been like, I do believe God, but I like this too much. This feel too good. I can't let this go. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
And God is like, yo, listen, I'm not going to turn things around in your life until you let it all go. You got to let everything. And that's the thing. God can't just be the God of your finances or a God of your health and God of the things that you want him to be. But you're like, God, I'm going to hold on to this sex. This sex too good. I can't. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
This feel too good. I can't. No, he wants you to give, you got to give it all to him. And trust, and this is the key, you got to trust when it hurt, bro.
Yep.
That was my problem. I'm like, man. And then like I was saying before, it was, relationships was ending the same way, different avatar. It was like all of those wounds I was making, they were self-inflicted. You know what I'm saying? Had I just waited on him, he probably would have did this some years ago. But he was like, nah, Todd, you hard-headed, man. I'm gonna keep allowing you to just keep grabbing stuff that ain't yours.
Because you don't deserve it.
You don't deserve real love yet. Right. You still love yourself too much. So I'm gonna keep letting you bump you. And when you sick of bumping your head, then you gonna come holler at me for real. You feel me?
Yep.
So he allowed me to fall in kerfuffles for years, Matt. I'm talking to you. I'm like, yo, Mac, I think this might be the right one. And you telling me too. You like, Rock, that ain't it.
Wow.
Yeah, Mac was like, yeah, Rock, that ain't it. That ain't it, Rock.
One thing that's
interesting.
That I've got good at and I'm still growing at, and is to one of the key points Mel said about what protecting women is and being prideful and losing your ego is listening.
Yeah,
you know what I'm saying. I learned to listen more because I've always been the type of person, and I was so used to it, I didn't even realize I was doing it. Somebody speaks, somebody say something, I'm quick to counter. You know what I'm saying? I'm quick to respond.
Yeah.
Right.
And, you know, wife was telling me, she was like, you know, you listen to respond. You don't hear what's being said to respond efficiently. You know what I'm saying? And I'm like, really? And I had to think back, and I'm like, wow. You know what I'm saying? So it's just like, it starts with listening.
Yeah.
And, you know, when you was coming to me and you was just saying things, I'm asking you questions, and I'm listening to you, and the things that you were saying, I'm like, yeah, bro, like you answered your own question.
Yeah,
bro.
I did.
You know what I'm saying?
I did.
But that goes to like the video you be saying.
Yeah.
You fighting your exit. You fighting the very thing
That's
that
killing
you know.
you. Yeah,
Exactly.
that's killing you.
You know what
Yeah.
I'm saying? And you know, you didn't see it, and then you know you teeter-totter. I'm like, all right.
Yeah.
But the thing about when you know and you try to cover things up to keep going, to still be in that same position, it's still gonna be there. It's like this, right? Prime example I always give people with stuff. I said, listen, if you go try a shoe on and it's too small, right, and that's the only size they got, but you want that shoe that bad, the shoe is always gonna be too small. It's not, the shoe is not gonna grow. You understand what I'm saying? So that's how people gotta look at life. If something don't work, don't force it.
Don't force
Force it. Yep.
Don't force it. So let me ask you, as a woman, what has been your, you know what I'm saying, the things that over these last 18 and following God and going through different hiccups in life, what have some of your experiences been? What have, you know, what are some key points of your journey been like, you know what I'm saying, on this walk of discovery and becoming better, you know what I'm saying, and things of that nature?
You're talking specifically my walk with God?
Yeah, just your walk with God, yeah. And just becoming a better woman, period.
Self-evaluation and trying to overcome fear. That was one of my biggest struggles in life. And I still struggle with it sometimes, but fear. It's one thing to do church, but it's a whole nother thing to have relationship. And I found myself just doing church and not really having a relationship. And once I realized that and came to and admitted that, because for a while I didn't want to admit it to myself. But once I came to grips with that and admitted it, that is when my turning point came, and I started doing more of my own studying and my own prayer time and my own devotional and things of that nature. It shouldn't be just on Sunday morning that I open my Bible. It shouldn't be just on Sunday morning during altar call is when I pray.
Right.
I have 3 alarms in my phone to pray
During the day.
during the day,
That's dope.
because we busy, we get caught up and life is happening and the kids and work and everything else, and you forget. You don't think about it. But I use that as a reminder to just stop whatever I'm doing at that particular moment and just acknowledge him. Thank you, Lord, for bringing me this far in the day.
Absolutely.
Thank you for protecting me and my family. Thank you for not allowing me to get in that car accident I just seen on the 33.
Right.
You know, things like that. So once I came to grips with, or admitting to myself, you don't need church, you need a relationship.
Absolutely.
Because at the end of the day, that church is not going to help save you. That church is not going to help strengthen you. God is. God is the source. So that was the main thing for me in this journey is developing a true relationship. And I ain't going to even hold you. Sometimes the churches don't even teach that. They just don't. They get so caught up in protocol.
That's it, same thing.
And, you know, okay, service start at 9:30. We got to do this first. And then after that, we got to do this. And then the choir got to do 2 songs. And then it's the announcements. It's like it's too routine.
Yeah.
It's a program. Can you tell me about how I can strengthen my relationship with God?
Right.
Can you, like, why are we here on Wednesdays for Bible study? Tell me why. Is it just because it's Wednesday and it's 6:30 and that's just what we do?
Right.
Why am I here? Why do I need to develop this relationship with God? Like those things, aren't really taught sometimes. And sometimes you just got to figure it out on your own and develop the relationship. And then you can, like you said, once you have that relationship, you can hear from him. Once you are truly connected, I promise you, you can hear from him so clear and so vividly. So,
Yo, I'm gonna keep it real, man. I gotta say it. Might piss some people off, but I gotta say this though.
Oh boy, I'm scared.
My thing, I'm gonna tell you, sometimes church can be so just, it's just theatrics. You know what I'm saying?
It is.
Like,
there's no
it
conviction.
is.
remember I was going to the Kojic events with, you know what I mean? So I'm going to a lot of these joints, right? And then one, it scared the living daylights out of me, man. So I was supposed to go to a concert, right? So I'm like, okay, cool, go to a gospel concert. A homegirl that was performing, I know her from Rochester, she used to be at Rock Music a lot. So I'm like, okay, cool, I'll go. Everything going as planned. Good music, good singing going on. Then all of a sudden, people just start. It looked like they was dying, Matt. It looked like they was like dying because they was coming and people was putting sheets on them, covering up with sheets, and I'm like, listen, this one lady came in on a walker, hunched over, walking. And I'm like, oh man, she don't look like she even supposed to be at the house today. Yo, the one lady singing came over and touched her forehead. Max, she started crip walking. Oh, I said, you got to be lying. She threw the walker and started crip walking. And then she started laying hands on people. And people was dying. And then they was giving, yo, by the time the concert was over, Mill, the whole congregation was dead. I was the only one alive, not under a sheet.
You didn't die?
No, I didn't die. I'm looking confused. Like, well, I'm supposed to die too?
Don't you touch me. Don't you touch me.
People chanting and doing. I'm like, yo, this don't even. God ain't a problem. What is this, man? I'm talking about the whole. And then the pastor was saying, like, the one lady. Then some of them start waking up from the dead. They was getting resurrected, right? Start getting resurrected, right? And then the one lady wasn't getting up. I said, yo, she might be dead for real. Huh? Then the pastor was like, nah, this is one of mine. I'm going to stay here. I don't care if it's 1 in the morning, 2 in the morning. I'll stay here until she awakens.
Did she get it?
I said, I don't know, man. Yo, I called homegirl. I said, yo, is homegirl still dead? Or did she get up?
Right.
She was, and they was laughing about it. Saying she finally got up at around like 12:31 in the morning.
She fell asleep?
She was slain in the spirit, they said. Slain. I said, yo, I can't.
She was getting her nap.
I can't. And then, hold on. I went to another one. Remember the one I told you I was going to, the one in Rochester? Yeah. So I go to that one, and everybody just start running around the church. Like,
getting laps.
100 yards, like the Gospel Olympics. I'm like, just one after another. And then Cass was looking at me like, why you ain't running?
Did you run?
Nah. I couldn't. I was so confused. I'm like, I just came to do church. Why is everybody running? I'm talking about one after another, like for their life. Just running around the building. I said, yo. And then the pastor was encouraging. I know I got 5 more runners. I got 6 more runners. Run for Jesus.
Man, that happened to me. I'm not gonna mention the church that it was here, here in the town, but I had just so give you some backstory. Yeah. I converted to Christianity. Like I was born into the Islamic faith. Okay. Right. And I converted when I was 27 years old. Okay. Right. So I started going to this church up here. And you use the perfect word for it, bro. It's like theatrics. I'm not used to that, right? So like when I used to practice Islam, on Fridays that we call it Juma, right? So that's when we go pray. It's quiet. Everybody just sitting there, just listen to the guy speak, and you pray, and then you pay your. It's called zakat, but it's like tithes, and then you're out. Mm-hmm. I'm going to this church. And I specifically remember this one pastor. He was like, he told the dude who was playing the organ, he was like, play the running music. Yo, they were like running around the joint. You know what I'm saying? And I'm just like, I'm just sitting there just like, yo, what the hell is going on right now? Yeah. You know what I'm saying? So, and we gotta get to a point where like we gotta get beyond those theatrics. I'm talking. I'm not saying we as us. Mm-hmm. Yeah. I'm talking about these people that do church out here. Like you know what I'm saying? Absolutely. We gotta get beyond the theatrics.
Because they doing their own agenda instead of God's agenda.
That's a fact.
Right.
You know what I mean?
Yeah. Let me just say this too. The spirit is true. You know when it's real. If you're connected the way you're supposed to be.
Absolutely.
You know when it's real and when you know when somebody is putting on.
Yeah.
You know.
You know, I've had a lot of church people. I had a lot of pastors, you know, some people we know or whatever.
Yeah.
Because, you know, I didn't have a church home for 15 years.
Yeah.
And, you know, they come to, oh, man, you know, God told me to tell you, man, you need a church home. Like, God ain't tell you that. God ain't tell you that for me. I got a personal relationship with God.
Yeah.
You can't tell me what God said to me.
I can't stand when people
Yeah.
do
You
that.
know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
I said,
right.
with all due respect of who you are, I said, you know, you need to be going back in that room and asking God what you supposed to do.
Well,
definitely ain't to tell me
Right.
about me because, you know, I understood where I was at. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
Because when I stopped going to church, you know, my pastor I left, he got a big mega church, and you know, he had just been gone ever since. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So there is a slim piece of I just can't go to anybody's church.
Yeah.
Because I got to be fed. I got to be
That's the thing.
spiritually.
That's real.
Spiritually
I gotta be
fed.
fed by that word.
That's
You know
a
what I mean?
fact.
And that's the same thing with like food. I can't just go anywhere and eat. Like I can see all the food laid out. If it's something that I don't desire, I'm not gonna eat. I'm just gonna starve. I'm gonna fast and pray. You know what I mean? And when I went to several churches and I
Right.
sit there and I've got up and be like, wow, I felt nothing. You know what I'm saying?
That happens a lot, bro.
It does.
Yeah.
You know what I
It
mean?
does.
But because I
does.
go to seek, I go to hear. You know what I mean? And I always in my scripture, and for me to go to a service to where the service was nothing, and I just see people, I'm like, what are y'all doing? You know what I'm saying? I'm like, what did y'all hear that I didn't hear? 'Cause
Yeah.
I didn't hear anything.
Cats running around
I'm
getting
tuned in.
Cats running around getting
it's their
happy off of
routine.
nothing.
It's
I
their
told my-
routine.
I told my father I went to this service, man, and I wanted to rip my hair, eyelids, eyebrows. I was sitting there like I heard so much breathing, heavy breathing, and ranting and carrying on. And he ain't said nothing. The whole congregation just floored. Everybody acting like they heard the
sound good.
greatest sermon
It
since
sound
Martin
good.
Luther King. I had a dream. I was sitting there like, yo, am I bugging? He ain't said nothing.
All he did was say Peter, Paul, and God.
That's
did.
it. He named 4 Bible. He
said God did.
4 books of the Bible, read 2 scriptures, and everybody was slain in the spirit.
Breathe. He breathed.
I said, yo, I can't with y'all,
Hunky
man.
inhaled.
Yeah, I can't,
Well,
man.
that goes back to what I was saying. That's why it's so important to build your own relationship.
Yeah.
Because
Fact.
with the whole God told me to tell you,
Yeah,
I talk to this. Well, maybe I don't talk to the same God as you. I know the God that I talk to.
yeah,
And he ain't told me that.
nah,
And if he wants me to know something, he knows how to get my attention and let me know. For
sure.
So that's why it's so important to have your own relationship. Read the Bible for yourself. My former pastor, William Gillison, I miss him so much. He drilled that in us. I can get up here and tell you anything. I need you to read this word for yourself.
Right.
for yourself.
Get an understanding for yourself. And a lot of people say, oh, the Bible is so hard to understand and to interpret. There's different translations. I don't always read King James
And you know what?
Version.
It's gonna be like reading Swahili if you ain't got the Holy Spirit.
That part.
The Holy Spirit is your
That part.
It helps
The
you.
It
problem
helps
with
you.
people not understanding is because they not open it. They putting their own
Yeah.
notion
Correct.
on open
Correct.
the book. They open up the book like, man, I don't understand this. You ain't even reading that.
You ain't even tried.
Yeah.
Yep.
Because I've read the same scripture over and over, and until this day, it's different. It hit different.
It is different.
You know what I'm
It
Yeah.
hit real different.
And man, it's like water. It's like drinking water, man. It got.
And if people don't understand, there's so many things that like you can get the Bible app, right?
Right.
And they have all the different translations. Like
Yes.
one of my favorite translations in the Bible app is the Messenger app because it speaks to you like
Yes.
regular everyday because. It was hard for me to go through like King James and art dial and all that.
And harken.
You know what I'm saying? I'm like I can't
Right.
I can't get with
I
this.
can't read
You
that
know what I
either.
mean? So,
I can't.
but it's no excuse now because
Right.
it's like it's so many resources out
Man.
here to make you
Yeah.
understand.
Yo,
Google
it's a version. It's a version I listen to on the app, Mill. They talking like niggas from New York. Yo, yeah, I was like sitting there like, yo, this sound like he about to bust up 16. But he really, I'm like, yo, I'm with this. The music sound like DJ Premier produced it. I'm like, yo, this is what it is. You heard?
Yeah. Hey, sometimes you can't follow that. You can't follow that at all, man. Like, you gotta be careful. But you know, when I was out of church for that long, God spoke and said, "No, I want you to go here." And you know, I went to a few places and I thought it was it. I'm like, oh, I said, okay, cool. And you know, I was being subjected like everybody else. Like, oh yeah, that felt good. No, it wasn't about that. And then I went to another church where I thought that was it. And then I went a second time, and it was totally different. And
I'm not gonna name the church. I'm not gonna name the church that we was going to. I'm not gonna name it. I'm not gonna do that. But I was like, yo, Mac, why the pastor don't ever preach? It's always I have yet to hear that.
Me too.
I have yet to hear him say it. Mac, what was that?
Listen. So obviously, I had that question.
Yeah.
So it was like it was Women's Month.
Mac, it seemed like it was Women's Year. Mac, I went there for months.
No,
I didn't hear him say one word. I just heard him pray at the end.
Listen,
that was it.
That was like
they take up offering. They gonna take up some offering. Listen, hold on. Let me break this down. Let me tell you. I gotta tell you. Listen. So we went to go see the Joshua Generations joint.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
Right.
And I told Tiff, I turned to her, I said, listen, this is how he gonna do it. I gave her the whole breakdown. Did I? Not verbatim. I said, this is how he gonna set it up. He was like, now listen, everybody. Now this costs money to do. You know, this ain't, you know, this production, these musicians, aren't they playing so beautiful? Aren't these singers singing so? Now they practicing, they're doing this. Now listen, I'ma set it off with a gift. That's it. I said, yo, he gonna put up 100 and he want everybody else to follow him with 100. Didn't I say it?
You did.
He did it verbatim, Mac. He said, nah, I'm gonna start this off. He did a little bit more though. He said $150. Now who gonna follow me? And you know, 20 other people got that.
Right.
And then I said, but he gonna ask the congregation. Watch, Tip. He gonna ask the congregation to give 50. Verbatim, Mac. Now I need y'all out there just digging your pocketbooks, your wallets, your left. He was so specific. He said your left pocket on your Levi jean. Just go past your gum now and grab that 50.
Your gum.
I said, yo, this is crazy. And then I went to
$20 joint.
Me and Tiff gave what we gave, man.
No, I said, did he go down to a 20? Because they were
no, he stayed at 50.
Oh,
he wasn't going under 50. And then I went to the one I told you I went to. This what he said. I said this was so ignorant. He said, "Now I need everybody to give $50, and when you go in your wallet and pull your $50, I want you to hold it up like this so I can see who's giving." I said, "So what if Yo, Mel, what if I ain't got $50? You know what I'm saying? What if I'm on hard times? I don't got no job, lost my job. All I got is 10. You mean to tell me my $10 ain't good enough?
It ain't.
And I feel like this. It's like, yo, God said he wants a cheerful
giver.
Now I'm being robbed with no gun.
And he did
You
not.
telling me exactly what to give. And then if I give less than that, it ain't good enough.
In this modern day, it's worse. I done been to some churches where they do the same thing, and then they say, if you ain't got cash, it's an ATM in the back. Or if you don't want to use ATM,
Yeah, that's crazy.
Hit him on the
it's
cash.
the QR, it's the
Cash
QR
App,
code
Zelle, Venmo,
on the back of the,
PayPal.
At that joint, they had
Ways now.
everything. You wasn't
They got
missing
ways now.
Cash App,
QR
Venmo,
codes.
everything. They had a joint on there I ain't even heard of.
Hold on,
You wasn't leaving.
listen.
You wasn't leaving there without giving.
not only are they speaking to the congregation, they speaking to the people online. People
Yeah.
online, go ahead, send your cash up. It's the time to give. Like, wow.
Yo, I went to a service, one of them services I was telling you about. Mac, it was like 3 I said, it's 3 offerings? I could have sworn you was supposed to have, how many offerings y'all got?
Benevolent.
It was the
pastor,
offering
church.
for the offering of the other offering. I said, how many? I left so confused. I'm like, yo, if I came with $200 in my pocket and I had plans of going to get something to eat after this, I'm finished. Y'all took all my money tonight. Yo, that's not church, fam. I'm sorry,
not at
man.
all.
That's not what church is about. And
not at all.
I'm like, yo, and then 2, I feel like this. When I leave a service, I should feel like I want to be better.
Yeah.
I should feel convicted about something.
Yeah, yes.
If I don't feel that, something ain't right, man.
And
Listen,
you also
man.
that you feel like you learned something too.
And you feel like you learned something, right?
Yes.
Because
Something
oftentimes
that
people,
can sustain you.
yeah, absolutely. Because I visited this church in Brooklyn one time, and I left there feeling so full because like the pastor, he's a world-renowned pastor, and he's like a teacher though. You know what I mean? And I felt like I really felt like the stuff that I learned, I can take this stuff away now and start applying this stuff right now.
Yes.
Like some of this other stuff, I'm just like, why did I just sit through this?
Yeah.
Why did I just sit through this?
Yeah.
I'm so sick of the Lord got a blessing with your name on it. Okay, I just got shot 19 times. I'm in ICU. What is a financial blessing with my name on it going to do right now? They telling me they got to take my heart out and put somebody else's heart back in me. What is a financial blessing? If somebody don't give me a word, I done went to the doctor and he says, yo, listen, sir, you got about a week and a half. We found all kinds of masses on your testicles. It's a wrap.
My
You have 97 degree testicle cancer now. What is this one on some real? I'm being funny, but I'm being serious. Like, what is that gonna do? Like, all of this prosperity, like, yes, God is a blesser.
All the finesse.
But he's a healer
How do we
as well.
get to the blessing though?
Finesse teaching.
But how do we get to the blessing though? We get to the blessing by being obedient.
By being obedient. By reading
We don't
for
get to the
yourself.
blessing by living. These pastors make you think that you could do whatever you want to do and still get to the blessing.
With no repercussions.
What?
We ain't really, and I'm not gonna say we. There's not a lot of preaching and teaching on hell.
At all. At all.
The end goal, like the end goal is heaven.
Yo, this is what I hate right here. We go to a funeral, right? And no disrespect, but we go to a funeral. Everybody got man face on their t-shirt.
Oh, Lord
We
have
know
mercy.
man done shot and killed 998 people in the community. He done sold kilos of cocaine.
Right.
Everybody, honestly, at the funeral just went to the funeral to make sure man was dead. Right? So now the pastor get up there and we put man in heaven. I'm sorry, man. I know Tim gonna be like, Ty, there's a chance.
But
there's
listen,
a
though.
chance at that
There's a
last
chance,
when he
but
got shot
that's
at that
real.
drug deal, Ty.
That's real.
But also with that, there.
Man was there with the cartel.
I know, but listen.
So you said right when he got shot, he said, "God, sorry."
Listen.
Is that what you want me to believe, Tiff?
no,
I think the
listen
soda
to
kill
me.
half the community.
Calm down. Just listen.
All right,
Just
give
listen.
it to me, dear. Give it to me, sweetheart.
Outside of that,
Yeah, go ahead.
outside of him being man, outside of him shooting 900 and some odd people.
978.
Yeah, outside of him selling all kind of drugs. At the end of the day, that was somebody's son.
Granted, I get that.
Hold on, that was somebody's father, probably.
Granted.
Brother,
Granted,
uncle.
yeah, yes.
Like the family is looking at this person as that, not what they did.
Okay, but this is the truth, and this is a raw truth, and I'm sorry, but I'm gonna tell it like it is. That moment is for the people that's alive to get some. Like you got to think about this. What we're doing when we do that, we're minimizing God, and we're playing with Him because in that moment, that's a teachable moment to everybody alive. It's like this: if we just keep putting everybody in heaven, and we ain't putting nobody in hell, that doesn't make people. It's like, I could do whatever I want to do. Man sold this. Man did this. I could just do what man did.
No,
The brother say he going to heaven.
I agree with you. I agree with
That's
you.
to me, that's counterproductive. We got to stop putting everybody in heaven because everybody ain't going to heaven, man.
Yes, we know that. We know that. But there is a portion of that time that the family just wants to remember their loved one as who they were. And I agree with you. Yes, it should be brought up about heaven and hell and
No, I'm not saying man. I'm not saying the pastor say man to hell, y'all. I'm not saying that. But we can't just stop saying he's in a better place.
I did witness. I've been to a bunch of funerals where the pastor was authentic and
Authentic and real, right?
Like, a bunch of people come up and speak, and he said, "Now, I didn't know man that well, but it
Right.
sounded like the family, spoke to him very well." He said, "So I'm gonna speak to y'all."
That's
saying?
because that's what it's for now.
Yeah,
Absolutely.
That's what it's for now. It's for us to talk to the living.
Yeah.
And make this an example. Like, yo, we gotta stop. Like, and this is real, man. God's word isn't cookie cutter.
No.
It's some harsh things in there. Some harsh truths.
Absolutely.
We got. We got.
sword.
We can't be scared of the hard conversation and nothing. Me and you were just talking about this day. I told you I used to run from the hard conversation. That's why I used to go so many people, because I didn't like the hard conversation. So I just go James St. Patrick.
No more though.
No more.
We talking.
But what I'm saying is, when it comes to the truth, when it comes about God, there is no gray area in the word. Like we gotta stop making God like he just Santa Claus and a genie, and he's just here to. It's like we make it that God is here to serve us. That's not the truth.
Yeah.
We are here to serve him.
Correct.
Absolutely.
And we got to stop worrying about everybody's comfort. That's the problem with society, period. Everybody's so worried about pissing people off and ticking people off and who's gonna cancel me. I don't care who. If you don't like me, it is what it is. I'm gonna always tell the heart. And I've been like this my whole life. And that's one thing about me that I can't change just being real. I gotta just tell the truth.
Right.
I can't be fake. If I don't like you, you're probably 9 times out of 10, you're probably gonna know. If I don't like something you did, I'm gonna let you know. I just can't be corny and just do everything to appease people.
Right.
Because I think that's where we go wrong. If you offended me, I gotta let you know you offended me so you don't do it again. Because if I don't let you know, you're gonna keep trying to take advantage of me.
Absolutely.
You feel me? If we don't tell the truth about God and the realness that there is a heaven where you can be blessed and live eternal and no sickness and all that, but how do you get there? There's a truth to that.
For sure.
Now, and there also is a hell, and there's a truth to that. But if we just keep making like everybody's just gonna go to heaven, and there's no devil, and there's no evil, and it's only God's gonna bless, I don't think God's happy with that. Just my
No, he's
personal
not.
opinion. I don't think he's
A
happy.
lot
No,
of
he's
times
not.
too, man, people don't realize that, man, the devil come to church too. He's sitting
Man,
on
right
the
there, front
pew,
row.
and he knows the scripture more than the people who
Sure
is
do.
real holy. You know what I'm saying?
Sure
like he the
do.
minister of music.
He was
in
an
the choir.
angel.
You know what I'm saying? He on the organ.
He on the
He
organ.
on the drums.
He in the pulpit.
He in the
jamming.
pulpit praising.
Listen,
He
hold
in
on.
the
He
pulpit.
praising.
Yeah.
He trying to get back.
Yeah.
But since he ain't getting back, he on the attack.
He on the attack. He's trying to take as many. Listen, man.
Yeah.
He's trying to bamboozle as many people as he possibly can. And the greatest trick is he don't want you to think that everything. What I'm trying to say is he doesn't want people to even know he exists. He wants it to be like, ah, man, ain't no devil, ain't no. Like I was just watching. We was just watching Rotimi on
Harley
on Harvey
initiated.
Initiated. He was just basically talking about how real all that voodoo stuff and devil worship and stuff, how real it is.
Right.
He said, but see, people, they want you to think, oh, they wilding. That's what the devil do.
Yeah.
He wants you to be deceived to think ain't none of this stuff going on.
Right.
But it is going on.
It's definitely going on.
It's going on, bro.
That's
so,
why folks losing their minds.
yeah, man. But this was a good conversation, man.
It was like a little bit of Bible study.
God know what he doing, man. You know what I'm saying?
does.
All the time.
I'm glad they didn't show up today.
He's
You know what I'm
sovereign.
saying? I'm
Right.
glad we got a chance to kick it and just talk about some real things, man.
For sure.
I love y'all, man.
Facts, man.
Love you,
back,
Mill.
man.
Love you too, bro.
Love you,
Guys, I love you too,
baby.
darling.
The love is
Love
in
you,
the
man.
air.
My best friend, man.
Love
My
you back.
brother. Word, man.
Yeah.
So yeah, this
We
was
gonna
enough.
stop slapping up across the thing like that because you know you still was you always did that jokingly and
Yeah,
then,
I did.
You know what I'm saying? Then
yeah.
you do it serious.
Yeah, when
and
I
then-
throw an insult at you and then smack you up.
Yeah,
Yeah,
yeah.
my bad.
Yeah.
My bad.
I
You know
still,
what's
I still only see it that way. So even sometimes when I slap you up, I'm like, I don't know why I'm doing it, but I'm gonna do it anyway. You know what I mean?
Nah, it's all good. All right, where can they find you at? World
Mr.
Traveler.
Hollywood Mac on everything. You know what I'm saying? Mr. Hollywood Mac on Instagram. Mr. Hollywood Mac on TikTok. You know, Mr. Hollywood
Christian
Mac.
Mango.
Not Christian.
No.
He should
No,
not be on
I
Christian.
know none of that.
Mingle.
Okay.
You know the funny thing is, man, I've always been a people person before social media.
Yeah,
You know what I'm saying? So it's just like I still figuring out social media. I really don't like it. I only do it for business.
Yeah, I ain't got a handle of it either all the way. You know what I'm saying?
Man, listen,
I do what I can.
Holla at me. See the
You
streets,
do
say
know
what's up.
what you be doing,
What that mean, man?
especially on that doggone TikTok.
You sound like you got something to say. what you got something on your heart?
I've said it already.
But okay, because you know what you doing too on TikTok, Instagram, Facebook.
Listen, man, y'all gonna say y'all handles or what, man?
Yeah,
Yeah.
Tylermar.com. Yeah, it's real simple.
Miss Embry81. Also follow us at Back at One with Todd and Tiff on TikTok, YouTube, Facebook, and Instagram.
Word up, people. Pray, love, serve, grow. Salute.
Bye. Go Bills.
Peace.